You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
Hey everyone, have you been keeping an eye on Intel lately? The stock had quite a move recently, and it's tied to some unexpected political developments. On Tuesday, Intel shares jumped about 5.5% to close at $21.81, and trading volume was unusually high. Over 131 million shares changed hands, which is more than 55% above the company's three-month average. Clearly, investors reacted strongly to the news that Intel CEO Lip Bu Tan had met with former President Donald Trump. What's really interesting is the context behind this meeting. Just days earlier, Trump had publicly called for Tan's resignation, citing alleged connections to the Chinese Communist Party. But after their recent sit-down, the tone changed completely. Trump described Tan as having an amazing story, and a follow-up meeting is already expected next week. Analysts are now suggesting that Intel could be positioned as a strategic partner in efforts to expand domestic chip manufacturing in the U.S. This political shift seems to have given Intel a unique boost compared to other semiconductor companies. While Taiwan's semiconductor manufacturing and NVIDIA also saw modest gains, Intel's rally stood out because of the direct political support that was being signaled. Broadly speaking, the semiconductor sector benefited from a mix of factors: bullish investor sentiment, encouraging inflation reports, and speculation about new U.S. industrial policies. But the Trump meeting provided a distinct catalyst for Intel. Despite this rally, investors are still watching Intel closely. Questions remain about whether the company can execute on its manufacturing roadmaps and deliver on commitments from major U.S. customers. So while the stock has seen a clear boost from political momentum, the fundamentals and execution will be what really determines its long-term trajectory. Interestingly, despite all this attention, Motley Fool's latest stock advisory didn't include Intel in its top 10 recommended stocks right now. That's a reminder that short-term excitement and long-term recommendations don't always align. Still, seeing a single meeting with a political figure influence stock movement this dramatically is a fascinating example of how intertwined markets and policy can be. So in short, Intel's stock surge was driven not just by sector trends, but by an unexpected political development. The company's future performance will now be closely watched, especially as it positions itself as a potential partner in reshaping U.S. semiconductor manufacturing. If you're following Intel, it's a story worth keeping an eye on, not just for the stock, but for what it signals about politics and technology intersecting in the market. If you want, I can also create a slightly punchier, on-air version of this that's even more conversational, as if you were explaining it live to an audience. Do you want me to do that? Stay subscribed for more videos.